Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all. My name is Ruhil Amani binti Said, PhD student from the Faculty of Business, Accounting and Social Science, College University Polytechnic Mara, Kuala Lumpur. I will present about exploring predictors of Gen Z working environment in Malaysia, a case study on a group of private college. So we go to the content. We have 7 items to be discussed: introduction, characteristic of Gen Z, problem statement, research objective, methodology analysis, and lastly discussion and recommendation. So we go. So for introduction, history has shown that when a new generation enters the workforce, it often prompts comparison to those who come before and much anticipation and prediction on how the age could impact the workforce. So as generation evolve from baby boomers to Gen X, Y, and now Gen Z, the demographic of a country poses significant challenge not only for the local but also for multinational organizations stated by Stahl 2017 and Patel 2017. The arrival of Gen Z is no different as evident by most studies that focus on the impact that omnipresent personal technology has had on society. So, hence many have speculated about how much influence an always connected generation will have on the workplace. For example, in a study of 4,000 Gen Z participation, 92% are concerned about their generational gap. Technology is causing their professional and personal life. Stillman 2017. Malaysia do not have much literature on Gen Z except for some study by Muhammad Shahril, Nur Nazuha and Nick Sulaiman 2017 on generation behavioral characteristic and its effect on hostel facility. Beside the LinkedIn Opportunity Index 2020 survey of 30,000 respondents from 22 countries including Malaysia and the USA shows that biggest skill gaps seem to be a soft skill among Gen Z and millennial and tech skill among the older generation, RAM 2020. So we go to the next. Okay, according to McKinsey, McQuire, and Hartwell 2012, Glass 2007, and Whitmer 2005, there is 5 different generations. First, we have traditionalists, who is loyal and disciplined, baby boomers, Generation X, Generation Y, and now Generation Z, 1995 until 2012, where they stated that the Generation Z is poor communication skill, extensively engaged in technology. So every generation has different sets of experience which influence their behavior and attitude in life. Previous research has proven that different generation has a different approach in tackling their working life, thus setting the work culture at the particular point in time. For example, Stillman and Ferry Reid 2016 suggest that employers have to understand the different generation as their preference and methods of importance are different. So, to ease the future planning and development activity and the success of organization in Malaysia, we believe that employers need to understand Gen Z as they enter the industry today. So there will be more dominant workforce in the future. For the Gen Z are also known as Net Gen generations who have embraced information technology and internet to the max. Problem statement. We have listed 3 problems here why we want to study the Gen Z and the work environment. The generation different sets of experiences that influence their behavior and attitude in life, especially in workplace, shows how this study is important for us to understand what need by Gen Z as they will just enter the industry. And then the second is this study seeks to provide more understanding of Gen Z needs and expectations in their working life and provide the employee with knowledge to prepare themselves on what to expect in terms of planning, leadership style, workplace environment, and communication. So lastly, this study also hopes to close the gap in the literature and provide more knowledge of Gen Z in Malaysia. For the objective, This study seeks to determine the relationship between Gen Z needs and expectation, characteristic and traits, preferred communication style, preferred leadership style, and work environment. Besides that, the study seeks to compare the features mentioned above based on gender. So this research site of this study is at ABCD College. Right, for methodology, this exploratory study was conducted among students of one biggest group of private college in Malaysia. A questionnaire was developed based on the adaptation of article written by Singh 2014, Agarwal and Vahila 2017, as well as Singh and Dangmei 2016. Several self-developed items were included to ensure that a questionnaire is reflective of the work environment situation in Malaysia. A pilot study was carried out among 50 MBA and PhD students at the main campus of the college to identify the potential error to improve the reliability and validity of the research questionnaire. The questionnaire was then content validated by 3 professors from a renowned university who are experts in demography and organizational behavior. In conducting the research, we use a convenient sampling method as this is an exploratory study. So the data were collected from 5 ABCD college through Google Docs. Care was taken to avoid accepting respondents who are more than 25 years old as they will not classify as Gen Z. Finally, in addition to this cryptanalysis, statistical technique as correlational analysis and Mann-Whitney U used to measure the correlation and differences of mean respectively. Statistical package for social science SPSS and smart PLS were used to analyze the collected data respectively. For the first one analysis, we have the descriptive analysis were performed for a demographic item used in the survey questionnaire. Based on table 2, most of the respondents are males, 64%, Malays, 90.8%, aged between 23 to 25 years old is 48.5%, single 92.9%, from Selangor 91.1%. The number of students who has STPM or A-level equivalence education qualification is 25.5%. Most of them are doing their bachelor degree. Based on the statistic mentioned above, we conclude that sample collected portray a fair representation of population of the student at the private college as these institutions are new. The next most significant education level is certificate level program, 24.6%, which is the CATS, Certified Accounting Technician students who are doing the professional program, ACCA, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountant, followed by students from the bachelor degree program, 21.6%. Next analysis, we have structural equation modeling, data obtained from 337 respondents, where the table 3 is reflective measurement model result, where it shows the assessment involving construct expectation EXPE and working environment WOEN, where 6 of the indicator loading surpass the threshold value of 0.707. The remaining indicator loading were within the range of 0.548 to 0.696. Although this loading were below the threshold value, they were retained in the present study given the composite reliability and average variance extracted were above 0.70 and 0.5 respectively. The internal consistency reliability was also evidenced by examining the Cronbach alpha value, whereby the value were 0.8588 for expectation and 0.713 for the working environment. This discriminant validity was also established with HTMTO85 value of 0.847. This means the study construct this model were distinctively. Result of formative measurement model, a table shows in next table, where Where the next slide is table 4, formative measurement model results. Redundancy analysis was run to identify the construct convergent validity. The variant inflation factor value for all items were below 5, ranging from 1.090 to 1.889, indicating no collinearity issue. Next, the relative contribution of formative items were assessed. Except for two items, all items in the formative model were significant, with outer weight ranging 0.182 to 0.611. Following Hare et al. 2017 suggests the outer loading of for X6 and X9 were assessed in both cases. So outer loading were above 0.50, hence two items were retained in this model. So from the table 3 and table 4, we come up with the figure 2 structural model result. So what can you see here? Then we are going to next slide. Okay, for the next test is Mann-Whitney-U tests are appropriate to compare the level of expectation, characteristics, and traits, preferred communication style, preferred leadership style, and work environment based on the gender of the respondent. A series of null hypotheses were developed as follows, which HO1, the main ranking of character, the same for males and females. HO2, the mean ranking of expectation is the same for males and females. HO3, the mean ranking of preferred communication outcome is the same for males and female. And HO4, the mean ranking of preferred leadership style is the same for males and female. And lastly, the HO5, the mean ranking of work environment is the same for males and female. Okay, this is the table of Mann-Whitney-U test on the key construct, where here we the result between we reject or accept the hypothesis. For the HO1, the mean ranking of character is the same for male and female are accept. HO2, the mean ranking expectation is the same for male and females are reject. HO3, the mean ranking of preferred communication for the same male and female are accept. And then the mean rank HO4, the mean ranking of preferred leadership is the same for males and female accept. And HO5, the mean ranking of work environment is the same for male and female were rejected. So for discussion and recommendation, the descriptive analysis shows that sample collected in representative of population parameters. The finding of the study shows that the young Gen Z from this private college shows leadership style are all positive and significantly related to work environment with p-value less than 0.05. The expectation has the highest correlation coefficient of 0.407, while preferred communication is the lowest, 0.133. This finding consistent with a study by Olanipikan 2017 that indicate organizations should provide an employee with a cordial environment that complies with employee expectation from the job. So the Mann-Whitney-U test result indicate the two hypotheses were significant. Example, work expectation and work environment are different based on gender, whereby the female have lower level of agreement to the measure of post-contract as compared to males. And lastly, we believe that combination of Singer's 1990 systematic view and Ortenbach 2002-2013 practically perspective would be an ideal way to implement the process and development of learning organization at ABCD College. So the recommendation for future study is, since this study an exploratory study, the author recommend other researchers to expand the finding of this study by doing comparative analysis across institution and sector. Finally, an in-depth qualitative analysis could uncover more meaningful insight into the perception of Gen Z in the workplace. So with that, I end my presentation here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. Stay safe. Stay at home. Thank you.